I am so fed up with these bugs, man. This is literally the last thing that I need. I can't even get it. Okay, that's kind of a lie. I'm actually still working on the war cry calling card. I do still need to get 8 more of these where the let's go medals where you get 3 kills while the war cry is active. But dude, that's so easy. Like, Treyarch, when are y'all gonna patch the flowing low calling card? Yep, here we are on Treyarch's Trello board here. The flowing low prestige challenge does not track progress accurately. We're investigating. That's not me mocking Treyarch. I love Treyarch. They're the homies. They made Black Ops 2, my favorite COD ever made. That's just more or less me mocking the situation of like, oh man, this calling card in the game doesn't track properly. It's like, how did nobody notice that, man? It's just strange because from what I was reading online, it was tracking properly at launch up until like Season 1 Reloaded, so I don't know. That's funny. There's some people in this lobby I was literally playing with like maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes ago before I went to record. This Onigiri person, I was playing with them. Or maybe their name is supposed to be Onigiri or Onigiri, I'm not sure. It looks Japanese, so that's why I said in the Japanese way. But yeah, as I mentioned before, I'm just down to the let's go medals right now, which again, you just need to get 3 kills while Warcry is active, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be your Warcry. Like if a teammate goes ahead and pops it, that counts as well. So I guess since I'm not allowed to unlock the 100% for multiplayer, I'll just go over and try to finish up zombies and hope that everything's working over there. Again, I was having trouble with the one challenge where you need to pop Idolize and Free Fire at the same time and get 25 rapid critical kills. So that was like maybe like a month ago at this point where I was trying to do that, so hopefully it's been patched, or maybe it just tracks a bit better now. You just kind of have to be careful with that because obviously both of those gobblegums are, and that should be there to another let's go medal. Slightly higher rarity, like the Free Fire one is epic, and then the Idolize one I believe is legendary. We may have been defeated, but I got my medal, so I really don't care. There's only a few challenges I'm genuinely dreading over in zombies, but I'm trying to think of ways to I don't know, kind of cheese them in a way. For example, there's this one where you need to kill 3 amalgams with thermo grenades, and if you tried to do that before, like even just timing it to where the amalgam runs through the thermo as it's going off can be somewhat challenging. So I'm thinking of maybe like doing it on Citadel de More and running the amalgam around the bar, like up the stairs, and then just like spamming thermos as it's going up the stairs maybe. Obviously I'll have to severely weaken it beforehand to a point where it barely has any health left to make sure there's no other zombies alive, so then it can't regenerate health. And then maybe I should rock Killjoy so then I can get like an insta-kill going while I try to do that. Maybe that would make that a bit easier, because I could have swore I already did this once or twice, but either it didn't track or I did it wrong. And I'm hoping it's just a situation where you need to, deal the finishing blow with the thermo grenade, because if you need to deal the entirety of an amalgamation's health with the thermo grenade, I'm gonna go insane. And if you're wondering why my class is called SND, or why like my C9 specifically is called that, that's because this is my loadout that I use for SND, but it just so happens that it actually works pretty well for face-off as well. It's literally just a suppressor, reinforced barrel, extended mag 1, commando grip, and recoil springs. So, if you want to copy that for SND, go ahead and go for it. It works really great over there. Optionally, if you don't mind losing some speed, you could swap out the commando grip for like a Kepler Microflex or just something along those lines. I probably wouldn't recommend, I mean, you could maybe go up to a hollow at most, but I really want to go past that. With this being an SMG, it's obviously going to do really well at close range, but then with the reinforced barrel, with the boosted bullet velocity and damage range, you can push it up to medium to long-ish ranges depending on how good your aim is. That's why I was saying before, like, you might want to be careful with what kind of scope you use on it, because if you use one that's too zoomed in, that could potentially sabotage your gunfights at close ranges, and then even at long ranges, it wouldn't be that, useful anyway, since it's just an SMG. I have specifically built SND classes now for a lot of the SMGs and ARs in the game. It's funny, because as I mentioned in my Search and Destroy video, I used to play SND all the time back in the day, like Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 2, the OG MW2 from 2009, and from like 09 to like 2014, like that time range, I played a lot of SND. Less so 2014 by the beginning, by the time 2014 rolled around, I basically fell off it, but at least through 2013 up to like the first part of 2014 at least. And I always had a lot of fun playing it, and it isn't even one of those things where like, oh, I was just playing with my friends back then, but since I stopped playing with them, that's why I stopped playing it. Like, no, I even played Search and Destroy solo a lot back then. For some reason, I just went like a solid decade without playing it, but I've been getting into it a lot again in this game, and it's so much fun, man. It really does feel like classic Call of Duty in those S&D lobbies. It's like the rest of the player base has evolved to just finding things to complain about online rather than actually playing the game. Meanwhile, the S&D community is still just having fun with the video game as any normal person should, which that's what I do, even though I'm not, actually like really a part of the S&D community. I don't really play it that often, even though I have been getting back into it, that's what I do. just play the game and have fun. I don't see why everybody needs to be pessimistic assholes all the time about literally everything ever. I will say the healthiest habit that I've developed for myself lately, because you guys, oh my goodness, that long-range shock charger, let's go. I've talked about before how I just literally don't use social media, and I kind of just stopped watching YouTube a while ago, and you know, for the most part, that's still been true. However, I did find myself kind of like just even accidentally being like, oh, I need to check something on here real quick on one of my social medias, and then getting, you know, caught up in the scrolling and reading, and then it just kind of, you know, just flooded my head with negative energy. So now I've developed a new habit where I literally go into my social medias just to upload like whatever I need to upload for the day, right? Because I upload like my shorts on TikTok and Instagram and all that. So that requires me to, you know, actually go in there and do that stuff. Because, you know, those apps do have their own scheduling things, but when it comes to Instagram, I have cross post on between Instagram and Facebook. So if I try to schedule it, then cross post won't happen. So I have to do that one manually. And then TikTok, I just don't trust TikTok. So I'm going to do it myself. And when I say I don't trust TikTok, I'm not talking about like, you know, they're like TOS. No, I literally just mean that with like certain apps and websites, sometimes you don't know what time zone the thing that you're scheduling it for is going to fall into. Like, you know, for most apps, it's pretty clear, like, okay, this is going to be for your time zone. That's when it goes up. But if I want something to go up at say like 11 a.m., but it's going off of a different time zone for that app for one reason or another, or that website or something gets messed up, then it goes up like a few hours later. Before, it's just, for those situations, I'd rather do it myself. YouTube, I'm not so OCD about it. I'm able to just schedule it because they actually have a thing on there where you can select like what time zone you want that time to be for. Now, I might just be stupid. I've never actually tried using that feature on TikTok, so maybe it automatically defaults to your time zone, or maybe there's a way to choose that over there. But anyways, yeah, you know, once I upload my TikToks and my Instagram stuff for the day and my Facebook stuff for the day, I just delete it from my phone. That's it. It's deleted. I'll re-download it the next day whenever I need to upload my stuff again, but that's it. And I can't tell you just how much of a relief it is to, like, I don't know what it is. It's just when I turn on my phone, even if I'm just, like, checking my phone just to see if my mom texted me or, you know, to play, like, Dragon Ball Legends, my phone just feels so much lighter. It's like, my head feels so clear, you know, there's not all the toxic bullshit. For some reason, my phone's stupid, and I can't delete YouTube from it. If I could do that, I would do that after I'm done uploading my stuff for the day, but unfortunately, my phone, I don't know, some cheap TCL, it was like $100. Yeah, $100. Most people watching this, that's probably like 1/12, if not more, of what their phone costed. Mind you, I would have a flip phone just because I don't really need a phone. I just need a phone that can text and call, you know, if I gotta like call or text my mom or my siblings for some reason. But since I'm a content creator, I do need a touchscreen phone that's able to have apps and social media and stuff like that, so I can keep in contact with you guys, so I can, you know, upload my content, so I can record these videos, because I use my phone to record my videos. But straight up, if I wasn't a content creator, yeah, I would literally just have a flip phone. There is 2 mobile games I like to play, those being Injustice Gods Among Us. I've had the same account since 2013, still going strong. Got a lot of my characters maxed out, max promotion, done the breakthroughs, max level, we're all good. My gold characters got some crazy gear. My metal characters, I mean, dude, the metal characters in that game are insane. Then the other mobile game I play is Dragon Ball Legends. I've been playing that one since it came out, and yeah, those are like the 2, those are the 2 mobile games where I won't lie, I have kind of gotten stuck into the mobile game loop, like, okay, time to log in, time to do my dailies. I've also been doing that with COD Mobile lately, because that's one of those mobile games where I've been playing it technically since it came out, but it's been a very off and on relationship. Like, I haven't been on it every single day since the game came out, but I check in with it, you know, at least a few times a year just to dive in, play it, have a good time, you know. Like, that's actually like one of the only Call of Duty games where I've actually gotten into ranked as well. Like, I have some of the cool ranked like 2021 skins. You had to get into like one of the higher echelons of the skill brackets or whatever to unlock it. You know, I remember grinding really hard to get that, so that was cool. I usually hop into there, just do a few, like, you know, if they have some daily things going on or like a cool event, if they have some like skins or guns that I want, then I'll do that. If you're wondering why I'm playing like garbage and I'm just kind of running in circles as I talk, it's because I found out that while yes, score does contribute to your field upgrades, it's quite negligible. So rather than just sitting here sweating the entire time, because honestly I've been doing enough of that lately, I'm just ready to calm down and chill. I'm just waiting till my field upgrades are ready. We literally just need 1 kill here. Come on, can I please, somebody? Okay, there we go. There's my Let's Go medal. I don't know. There's a bunch of mobile games I play, but those are just the main ones where it's like, okay, I check in with them consistently, whereas the other ones, I just kind of have them downloaded, but I just kind of play them just whenever I feel like it. And even then, I don't have them, like, on my phone anymore, because that's, like, the other thing I was gonna say. If I could, I would just have a flip phone, and then if I, you know, needed apps for one reason or another, or if there was, like, certain games I wanted to play or whatever, that's what tablets are for. And a little while ago, it was actually pretty cool. I got a steal on this one tablet. It's a Kindle Fire HD 8 Plus from 2022. Normally it goes for like 120 brand new on Amazon. I found it secondhand, still brand new, sealed in the box, completely legit, for $40, ordered it. Arrived in perfect brand new condition, still had the factory seal. I could confirm that the tablet was brand new. So I got a brand new 2022 Kindle Fire for, yeah, again, only like $40 when it normally goes for like 120. And it was that 8 Plus model, which means that it wasn't just like the base one with like 2 gigs of RAM. It actually has like 3 gigs of RAM. It's a bit more powerful. It can run some of the slightly higher end apps. And even though the tablet only came with like 32 gigs of storage, you're able to put an SD card in it and have the SD card act as internal storage. You can do upwards of a terabyte. Right now I just have some like 64 gig thing in there because that's all I had sitting around, but I plan to order a 256 at some point just so I can kind of future proof it and have all the storage that I want and need. So right now I've also got like Diablo Immortal on there. I wanted to download Genshin Impact, but then I didn't have enough storage to do it, so I just downloaded the cloud version because they have that on the Play Store. So have yet to try it, but I'm gonna try it out, see what cloud gaming on Genshin's like. Dead Trigger is another one that I've been playing for years. I absolutely love that game. If you've never played Dead Trigger before, definitely look it up on the App Store or the Play Store. It is a super rad zombie first-person shooter. They also had a sequel that came out, Dead Trigger 2, but I definitely put way more time into that first one. I remember when I used to play it on my iPod Touch, dude. I played it for so many hours on end that it would literally start to burn my thumb if I would press like the top of the device near the camera. That happened with a lot of games back then. There was a lot of games that I just played for hours on end on that iPod Touch. They had the mobile port of Resident Evil 4. I played that one all the time. They had the mobile port of Call of Duty World at War Zombies, which I remember that came out around the time that the DLCs were actually coming out in World at War, like in 2009. So I played that all the time on my iPod Touch. And then when they came out with Black Ops Zombies, that one there, I remember paying, because that one was like $7, whereas World at War was $5. I was like, oh man, they're charging me a whole $2 extra. I'm gonna have to mow the lawn to get a new iTunes card just to afford this one. So that's how it worked back then. You had like the $1 apps, you had like the $2, $3 apps, and then you had some of the bigger games like Call of Duty was like, all right, you're gonna need to cough up $5 for this one. And then the really big games were $7. There was barely any games that went above $6.99. You had like some of the Final Fantasy games on there. I remember they were like pushing like $15. I saw those. I was like, dude, that's like next level rich people games. Like, obviously I already knew about Final Fantasy because I grew up playing Final Fantasy 3 on the SNES, but I just more meant in the sense of like seeing a game that was, you know, not necessarily just Final Fantasy, but any game that was like that price on there. I was like, dude, that's a rich people's game. Only like rich people are shelling out like $15 for a mobile game, at least back then. Nowadays it's like, all right, just, you know, give me your daily $100 for your Genshin rolls. That's one thing I will say. Even though I can be a sucker for mobile games from time to time, I never end up wailing out. I'm one of those people where I refuse to wail out on games, at least when it comes to, like, progression. I won't lie. Like, yeah, you know, sometimes I'll shell out for, like, skins or something in a game. But when it comes to, like, in-game progression, I never just pay to beat something in the game faster. I would always rather grind for it, so then I have that sense of, like, oh, yeah, I did this, even if it takes me like 500 hours to do it, whereas I could pay for it and get it done in 30 seconds. I don't care, I'm spending the 500 hours. That's still just crazy to think, man. Back then, again, looking at a $15 game on the App Store, I was like, oh man. And even the $7 ones are like, oh man. That's asking for some big boy bucks for that game, even for a kid, because, you know, obviously adult money versus kid money is way different, but even nowadays, kids can see $5 and be like, that's nothing. Back then, dude, you mow the entire lawn and you get $5, and dude, that was enough to get you like that was enough to set you up for retirement back then. Nowadays, you can't even buy a gumball with that. Just for context, and I'm gonna age myself so heavily here. I remember a time when it costed $1 for a gallon of gas. And with that, I can literally see gray hairs forming, which means that it's time for me to turn off the camera, shut up, and get back to grinding. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll finish up this last challenge here, as it's literally gonna take me like 1 or 2 matches maybe. And then I'll just have to jump over to zombies, hope that none of those are bugged out, and then we'll return to multiplayer to finish this whenever Treyarch decides to fix it. But anyway, as always, massive shout out, thank you to all the Patrons and channel members, thank you to all in the low baller tier, and an even bigger shout out, thank you on the big baller tier, Middle King, Ebby Daddy Manny, and the biggest shout out, thank you on the G tier run events on the cheese girl. Thank you guys so much, you guys are literal legends. I love you. Good on you, Dodoki, arigatou gozaimasu. Have an amazing day, stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.